All right, everybody. We are back where we were yesterday, just down the road. Still walking on the Appalachian Trail. We're in the big town of West Hartford. Not really much of a town at all. It's obviously a little town. There's just not a lot here. I haven't seen a gas station or a grocery store or anything like that. Mostly just residents and the library, and that's kind of all I've seen. So the goal for today is to hike into we're going to hike into from Vermont into New Hampshire. So our ending today will be in Hanover, New Hampshire. That is the plan, and only have about 10 miles. And the hike itself is going to be, we're going to turn right up here and head up a mountain, and we're going to climb pretty good. We're only at probably about 400 feet above sea level here, and the hike is going to take us up above 2,000, so we've got a pretty good climb. But that climb is over the course of about 3 miles or so. And once we reach the top of that climb, then we'll start generally heading down towards the town of Hanover, New Hampshire. So that's kind of what we can expect today. All right. Well, I hope you're having a great morning. Got another beautiful day ahead of me. It's going to get hot again, but hopefully we can outrun some of that heat. All right, we will catch up with you a little further down the path. Got a beautiful stream to cross first thing this morning. Have to figure this out. All right, everybody. I'm pretty confident we're not at the top of the hill. We're just kind of in a plateau before we do some more climbing. But yeah, when you hit the hill first thing in the morning, it's kind of a shock to the system sometimes, to be honest with you. And my legs were like, I don't know about this. I don't know if I want to go or not, kind of thing, So there was some brief hesitation or pushback. I would say even rejection. I think it's just the overuse, the day after day, the same kind of thing. Kind of wears on you a little bit, when if you're a gym goer, if you can remember back even in high school where maybe you'd work out or whatever the case may be, you would have a upper body day and a lower body day, and you'd start out maybe with upper body day, and that would allow your legs or your lower body to rest. The next day you would trade off and go to lower body exercises or training, and then that would allow your upper body to rest. And unfortunately, every day is lower body here. There's no doubt. It's not a day of rest unless you take a zero or take a short day, which I'll have today, and just use that time in the afternoon to even get a nap if you can. That's a good thing. But the fact is, every day, unless you're completely taking the day off, you're going to be moving them legs, and you're going to be climbing hills, going down rocks, and I think at some point your body just says, man, I don't feel like it today. But anyway, I think I'm over that little pushback from my legs, and they're feeling pretty good right now, actually. The thing that works for me is to hit some of these gummies These Sour Patch Kids. These are the watermelon ones. I love those. They are instant bursts of energy for sure. So whenever I kind of get that blasé feeling, I hit those and kind of wakes me up a bit. So that's enough talking. Let's get back to walking. And I got a feeling we're about to climb a hill. All right, everybody. We successfully went over the tallest point of our climb this morning, and now we are engaged in our general descent. So unlike yesterday, I think this descent is going to be primarily a descent, but there'll be a bump here or there maybe. We actually go through one more small town before we get to Hanover. So there's going to be a little bit of road walking, has to be. And that little small town is Norwich, Vermont. And don't know anything about it. Probably should have researched it before I started hiking through it, because when we get there, it's going to be about noon. And that could be a great time to get some food if they've got any food there. But I kind of got a feeling it's going to be one of those kind of residential spots, sort of like what we saw this morning over there in West Hartford, Vermont. So, but we'll see. I know they do have a little general store there where you could probably buy something, but not sure. What I'd really like to find is a Wendy's with a big old Baconator. That'd work for me. But you can't have everything in life. All right. Well, we'll get back together as we get a little closer to Norwich, Vermont. All right, everybody, we have made it to downtown Norwich. We're at the corner of Elm Street and Main Street. I think there might be some stuff more in that direction. I know that general stores down in that direction, but unfortunately that's in the opposite of direction of Hanover. So Hanover, New Hampshire is this way. Another 1.5 miles, mile and a half, and we will be in another state. And I think Hanover's a bit larger town, I'm sure. And I'm sure they'll have some restaurants and things like that. They've got a couple of little grocery stores, so there's more going on there. It's a college town. So many of you probably have heard of Dartmouth College. Well, Hanover is the home of Dartmouth College. So we'll be seeing all that over the next day or so, because I'll be staying here for 2 days. All right, let's get on in town. I got my umbrella, getting ready to go up, going to deploy it, although it ain't raining. I'm gonna knock that sun off of me. All right, folks. It's a little loud. This is the Connecticut River. And the Connecticut River acts as a dividing line or boundary between the states of Vermont and New Hampshire. So look what we have here. What? Vermont, New Hampshire. How about that? Let me tell you something that'll blow your mind. I walked here. It's crazy. All right, so trying to finish out the bridge here. This has been a long walk from the woods. I bet in total it'll be a 3-mile walk on hot pavement. Last thing my skin needs, to be honest with you. I need to keep this umbrella up. But it's a beautiful day, and we've entered into our next to last state going north. So New Hampshire is 176 miles Appalachian Trail. So there's some work to be done for sure. And if I were heading into Virginia with 176 miles, I would tell you I'd be done in about less than 2 weeks, 10 days, 12 days. But these miles are known as the hardest miles on the entire Appalachian Trail. So my pace, when I get into some of the tough stuff, is going to really slow a good bit because it's just hard. It's really hard. So I don't know exactly how long I'll be in New Hampshire, but I would almost assume maybe 3 weeks. But we'll see. All right, I still have probably a half a mile to get on into Hanover. So we'll catch up when we get a little bit further down. All right, everybody, we have made it to downtown Hanover, New Hampshire. And been out doing some shopping, got me some pizza, Gatorades, various things I'm going to need for the next day or two. So overall a good day. Yeah, it's not a long day. Took about 10 miles, but man, it's so hot. It's ridiculously hot. I know the whole East Coast is getting cooked, but certainly the case here. Everybody's melting. When you get above 90 degrees this far north, they're not accustomed to it, that's for sure. And it's not easy to hike in it, I'll tell you that for sure. But overall good day. And we'll hit it first thing in the morning with a lot longer day. So stay tuned for that one. So I hope everybody else had a great day, and we will catch up with you a little further down the path first thing in the morning.